Thanks for joining in. Hey, I thought I would do a video and pose a question, or a live stream rather. What's your agenda and the reasons for moving to the Philippines? Because I've been talking to a lot of different guys about a lot of different things. And actually, I got to thinking that maybe it's time to do a little self-analysis upon your motivations or whatever they might be to come over to the Philippines. And so I'd be curious to hear about that. And then today is the 16th. So today is my 4-year anniversary for living in the Philippines. It's been 4 years exactly to this date that I landed. And so yesterday, I was going to do a video about that, my 4-year anniversary video. But I'm going to do it today because yesterday I admit I got spun out. My head was swinging yesterday. I was dealing with Amazon and Sabine Tech. I'm going to flame the shit out of Sabine Tech as much as possible because I think they sent me the wrong microphones. So I've been going back and forth with them. And all these other things online where I just want to talk to a human being. And on a side note, before we get into the agenda deal and all that, just to bring you up to speed, I've been fighting to get these wireless microphones working, and everything I do just doesn't work. And I've come to the conclusion they sent me the wrong ones. But I did get the toll-free number for Amazon, which was no small feat because they don't really like talking to you. They'd rather do everything via email or chat or whatever. But I got a woman on the phone and explained to her my dilemma. I was supposed to, when I complained to Sabine Tech, what they said was, hey, listen, we're sorry. We're going to send you some replacement ones because the ones you have aren't working and they're free. Just hang on to the old ones. We don't want our money back and or the microphones back. And so what do? They billed my credit card $200. Because in round numbers, the microphones are 100 each. So I called Amazon after, a week of trying to figure out what their freaking phone number was and explained to a nice lady named Karen. She looked into it. She says, yep, I'm going to refund your money. They should not have done that. I see the email. So what do? They sent me half. They sent me $100. They still more phone calls are in my future, but I'm not going to make them today because I'll get pissed off. And so that's just that's that. But all right, I've done my complaining. That's out of my system. So, what's your agenda for coming to the Philippines? My agenda was financial, basically. I just didn't want to work anymore. And I wanted to, I needed a major change. I had a lot of dysfunctional stuff going on in my world, and I knew it had to change, or either I changed or it was going to change me for the worse. So I changed, and I'm really happy. And today I am going to do a video about 4 years here in the Philippines, and I'll kind of take it from year 1, 2, 3, and 4, because there's been a big metamorphosis in me from the day that I landed to here right now with you folks. And so I think what I'm going to do is I talked about with my neighbor about interviewing me for that video. So I think that would probably be the easiest way to do it. And it's going to be one long ass video. I usually keep my videos around 20, 25 minutes for a long video, and then 8 or 9 minutes for a short one. But this one's going to probably run about an hour. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how that goes. So anyway, back to the topic at hand is the agenda for you coming to the Philippines. Is it because you want to meet somebody? Is it because you want to just retire? And like me, my initial motivation was just to come over here, not work, live small, minimalist lifestyle, all that. Are you looking to travel around? Are you looking to meet somebody? Have you been talking to somebody online? Have you been getting scammed? or do you feel that you've been getting scammed? I'm going to do a video on that also. I think that the Philippines gets a bad rap on that. Rick Smith, you're the man, buddy. Mike from Boston. How you doing, Mike from Boston? Hey, I owe you an email reply, Mr. Movie Star. I guess you've been on TV now. So Ian has a YouTube channel, and it's dealing with, I can never pronounce the island in Thailand where a bunch of kids got killed. And I guess you made the Australian news, huh? Well, I'm surprised you're still talking to me now that you're a big shot. So I'll find your channel and I'll put a link in this after this so guys can go check you out because he's a good guy. All right, good day. I have another guy named Dean wants to come on here. Where's he living? He lives in Nicaragua or something like that. And so he was wanting to come on the channel. So maybe if he's around later, we'll throw him up here too. How you doing, man? Well, how you doing there, Juan Carlos? And Rick is in Mexico. What's up, my brother? Now, what are you jealous of? I mean, what do you want to do? Are you coming over? Anybody bringing their wife with them? Is what I'm curious about. Is anybody like coming along and bringing their significant other? I don't see that many couples over here. I know of about 2 or 3 that I see on a regular basis, and but not that many. April 12th, 1987. Wow. There's somebody that knows what's going on. Good morning, my brother. Yeah, that's a fact. What goes around comes around in so many different ways. May and I are excited because today is the day that we're going to, it's interesting. It's on my 4-year anniversary. We're going to move to a new place. Let me rephrase that. We're going to put the deposit down today on our new place. We were going to do it yesterday, but I actually got so spun out, I didn't want to leave the house. I was just torqued. It just took it out of me. And the only thing I did yesterday was run to the pharmacy for a friend of mine, my best friend, Gary over here, not Gary in America, another Gary. And he's got COVID, and his family's got COVID, and they're quarantined. Whether he's got COVID or not is still not known because he hasn't been tested, but his 1-year-old daughter has COVID, and he wants to come on the channel, which he's been very reticent to do. But he wants to come on. He's all hot. He wants to come on the channel and tell you guys about his hospital experience. But that'll probably be a month from now. And anyway, he writes to me every other day and says, "Hey man, can you pick up this? Can you pick up that?" And because he can't leave the house, and he can get some stuff delivered, like he can get some food delivered. But one of his other 2-year-old came down with a fever. So I went to the pharmacy and bought, 3 different things. One was for the fever and 2 other things. I don't know what they were. Has anyone told you that I sound like David Lee Roth from Van Halen? Maybe just via the Southern California in the 70s and 80s thing. I don't even know what David Lee Roth sounds like other than when he's screaming into a microphone. I have been told that I look like some wrestler guy, Ric Flair. And I've been told that I look like Jerry Springer. And I've been told that I look like Phil Donahue. But no one's ever told me I sound like David Lee Roth. I wish I had his money. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. It looks like we're gonna be fighting this for tooth and nail. Now, so what I did on the wireless microphone thing was I went right back to Amazon and did another review. I had a review which got their attention to begin with, where I gave them 3 stars because at the time I didn't know how bad it was. And so I went back and modified my review to 1 star. And now they're talking to me again. Like, what can we do to make this right? They want me to send them a video clip of me trying to jack around with this microphone. And I've got a pretty good feeling that they sent me the wrong mics. And so I'm not going to do it today. I don't want to I want to stay in a good mood. I want to do my video. And I can't do videos when I'm pissed off. It comes across really bad. I'm not. The SRRV is a visa. My friend, a couple of my friends, a lot of my friends have that. That requires $10,000 going into the bank here, number one. So there's a deal breaker. So I'll put the brakes on that right away. And what else? I'm on a tourist visa, which means I can stay for 3 years. And then after 3 years, I have to leave the country for at least 24 hours or whatever. And I've always been able to bounce. Once a year, I bounce out of the country. But with COVID crap going on, I haven't been able to do that. But I have a year and a half left on my tourist visa. I just extended it 6 more months about a week ago. In fact, I have to go pick up my passport from them. And what else? So, in a year and a half, obviously, I'll be able to get out of here and come back. And my next stop, will be America, so I can go see people. Just don't know when. Let's see, do I have any regrets about moving there? Do you think your life is now more fulfilled living there? I'm asking you, I'm strongly thinking of moving there when I can't. Well, yes, I don't have any regrets at all about moving here. None, zero, zippo. My life is definitely more fulfilled. And that's what the video, while I'll have like an hour-long video about the whole process of what happened to me from day one to present day. And I think it's interesting information, at least to me. Maybe you'll like it too. You never know. Hey, you're not late. We just turned on, brother. Me and baby May are good. Let's see, I'm going to try the Philippines because even if I don't like it, after a while, there's always the rest of Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. Well, Rick, that is exactly what my attitude was when I first got here. And I'll be talking about that whenever I'll probably launch the video tonight or tomorrow morning, something like that, after I make it, of course. I told myself when I first moved here, I would give it 6 months. And I always reminded myself, because people would say, close to me in the States would say, well, what are you going over there for? That's halfway around the world. And it's like scary to some people to get out of their comfort zone and do something so far away, if you will. I didn't know a soul over here. I didn't know one person. And I didn't even have a hotel booked. I just flew over here and landed and, played it by ear ever since. But my rationale was that I'm just a plane ticket away from coming home. So if I come over here for a month, 2 months, I gave it 6 months, because there's definitely a trial period, then there's a honeymoon period, and there's a period where you kind of I had self-doubt about what I was doing, and then I hit 6 months, and that's why my scooter is 3.5 years old today. Because on the 6th month, the day it turned 6 months, I went and bought a scooter. That was my way of committing. So, good question. I only came here for one reason, to be with I always say that, Naning, and we have been together since I landed here over 2 years ago. Okay, so yours was a romantic reason. Let's see. Good morning, Jimmy Ars. You're quarantined in Mactan. Okay, on your 8th day as of today, I will be on my next flight to Clark International by Tuesday. Well, cool. So you made the jump and did the quarantine routine. I wonder what it's like at your hotel. They are taking their sweet ass time. Huh. Sing with Pinoy. I don't know what that means. She's doing a lot better. Yeah. She gets headaches. We got her glasses and half of her teeth fixed. You got to go in for the other half. Hello, Tim. How are you, buddy? She is. Thank you. Checking in from Ventura. Right on, buddy. Good morning, Miami. Hey, Ted, what's happening, Daddy-O? This is for your Valium fund. God bless you, China Dave. You're too funny. And you want to know something? I refilled my volumes after like 3 months. That's I went to the pharmacy and I forgot to mention that, but I did. I got my volumes while I was at it. And I picked up the shit from my friend and took it over to him. He's in really bad shape, man. This guy is the sweetest guy you'd ever want to meet. And he has had the roughest month. And then it got capped off with being quarantined. And he's got financial issues. He's got, they're not horrible, but, you know, it's these unintended consequences that happen. They just come out of nowhere. In my monthly budget, I always set $100 aside that I call my oh shit fund, because that's when I go, oh shit, you know, I forgot about that, or this happened or that happened. And so far, this deal has cost him over $1,000. I think you should visit a place to see how you enjoy living there rather than going and hoping to meet the one woman who can make you happy. Let's see. Let me reread that. I think you should visit a place to see how you enjoy living there. You know, that's a very good point. Rather than going and hoping to meet that one woman who can make you happy. Yeah. I think that's a very good point. I won't elaborate on it, but that's a very, very strong point. Happy birthday, Jenny. How old are you? Jenny Tools. Good morning there, Jason. How's things in Illinois? I'm going to get away from feminists. Yeah. The feminist movement, everybody's got a movement. Have you noticed that? In fact, I was dwelling on that 3 days ago. There's no movement for old white guys. We just get blamed for everything. I got the Me Too movement. We got this movement. We got that movement. Everybody's got a movement except for old white guys. We just take the heat. Is it just me, or does it feel like we get blamed for everything? I met my love here in California, waiting to come over to meet face to face, then liquidate my stuff and move there. All right. Yeah. I'm keeping an open mind on this place. It's I'm renting from a Filipina, so it's a local. And I did that the first place I had. There was no problem. And this lady here, I don't think there's going to be a problem. But I did tell May that to keep an open mind, you know, because you don't know a place until you've been there for at least a month. I mean, I've done due diligence. I've driven up there in the morning. I've driven up there in the afternoon. And I've driven there at night and just checked it out. And what I'm looking for is noise. I'm looking for karaoke and all that, because that's what drives me nuts, and May, is the noise level. So we like our peace and quiet. We're just old, boring old folks. Hey, you kids, get off my lawn. I'm here as soon as possible for a visit, and then in a year or two, I'll retire there in Duma with my Joyce, who is living in Manila right now. Well, good on you, Ed. I do think it's a good idea to come over here if it's financially possible for you, and if you're still working and you got a few years to go, that you come over and kind of take the temperature. And the last thing that I would recommend anybody doing, here I go, I'm giving some advice, but I'm going to go ahead and do it, is staying at a nice resort, because you're not going to get the real feel of the place if you do that. I would, of course, you're going to have to check into a hotel when you first get here. And then, I don't know, try to be as local as possible. Don't just hang out in a nice resort and drink pina coladas all day and say, yeah, I want to live there. You need to get down and dirty with the natives. I'm sick of crappy weather, snow in particular, and sub-zero temp. Man, I feel you on that. I would also welcome companionship if possible. I also need an adventure in my life before the urethral one begins. Well, you know what? That's very well summed up, buddy. That is a very, very, very good statement right there. You get tired of, I've never lived in snow, but my friends have. My father used to live in Muscatine, Iowa. And he would say it was just paralyzing, walking from the car to the house. He said he could feel his eyes freezing over. So that would just be awful, shoveling snow and slipping and sliding down the roads and all that. So crappy weather, yeah. Lack of companionship, if that's your desire, would be another reason to go. The funnel opens a lot wider here in that regard. And a little adventure in your life can always do you well. Good for your head. Yeah, actually, I kind of misstated there, Rick. Gary, it's not clear if he has COVID or not. There's 6 people in his household. And the only one that's been tested positive is his 1-year-old daughter, because they took her in for a fever, but they never tested the rest of the household. They came by yesterday or the day before. I was chatting with him. He's got this yellow tape around his house, by the way. So I have to stand on one side of the tape while I hand him the stuff. I set it down and I walk away. And that's more of a show for the neighbors than anything else. But that being said, he said that the authorities, if you will, came by and wanted to do a test on everybody. And he said, no. What's the point? We'll wait until the month goes by, and then you can test us. But probably we're all going to test positive, and we're going to pay for that. And then you'll come back next week, and we'll pay for that. And you'll come back next week. And this could go on forever. Not forever, but this can go on for a long period of time until everybody tests negative here. So he just signed a waiver, and which is a smart move. Good morning there in the UK, Brian Dawson. More power to you. Enjoy yourself there. You're trying to relax and live your life. Exactly. It's not all peaches and cream, and I'm going to make sure I explain that in the video. We always had David Lee Ross money. It's a funny story about Anthony Bourdain was sitting on a park bench, and some guy was sitting next to him, and the guy didn't know it was Anthony Bourdain. And then there was a billboard truck that drove by that had a picture of Anthony Bourdain on it. And the guy sitting next to the Anthony Bourdain started complaining about him. And Anthony Bourdain said, yeah, and I wish I had his money. Las Vegas. I'm curious as to Sam Safari. I'm curious if not just Vegas, but all over the States, if you guys can answer this question, I'm trying to think about when I get there. Are they still running Uber and Grab and all that kind of stuff? I'm assuming they are, but I don't want to assume anything, because I also heard that rental cars are going for like $100 to $200 a day, and that ain't going to work. So if anybody can tell me if ride sharing is available there, I'd appreciate it. I'm not going to tell him anything, Peter. I have another guy out here that said the same thing, and he I brought it up. He says, I don't want to hear about it. I'm just going to ride this thing out. So I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, man, how you doing, Ronald? I'm waving right back at you. I'll sail in my yacht when the country opens up from the Isle of Right. Nice. A caretaker is looking after my villa in the Philippines at the moment. Well, good on you, Tim. I think you're pulling our leg, but that's okay. Mark Gomez, 10K. You just hit the, and that's right. See, I don't have to say it anymore. China Day's got the program down. If you decide to hit the like button on this video, which helps my algorithm, bend at the waist and hydrate, because I know it's tough, especially if you have a mouse. Good morning, Billy Nolan. Yeah, what is their toll-free number? It's on my phone that's charging. I'm sorry. I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. I'll put it in the, you know what I'll do? I'll put it in the description. When this is all over, I'll go in to the description box and I'll put in Amazon's toll-free number. Sabine Tech doesn't have a number. They want me to send them a freaking video clip. Don't get me started. Hey, Tom, what's going on, man? How long do you have to be out of the Philippines before you return? My understanding is a day. So if you're talking about you hit your 3-year mark, you have to go. And there's guys here that have hit their 3-year mark and are being told to go. I mean, they got wives, kids, houses, cars, whatever, submarines, I don't know. But they're all set up and they just have to leave. And that in and of itself is no big deal, but they can't get back. So I know one man that hit his 3-year mark, and this was before COVID, and he flew to Singapore, waited in the airport lobby or waiting room or whatever at the airport, and then got on the exact same plane with the exact same crew and flew back to the Philippines, but it had changed. You know, he got there like 10 o'clock at night, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, he boarded the plane and flew right back, and the day had changed. Went to immigration, no problem. According to them, he had been out of the country for a day. Do I miss my dealership relationships? I don't miss the dealership, but I kind of do. I kind of miss the owner of all things. I think he's still alive. He was just such an unusual guy, and I learned so much from him. And I got a zillion funny stories about stuff he did. I do miss the characters there. That's one thing that lacks out here with me is I really like funny people. I really like people that are just genuinely funny and can take some sarcasm and break balls. And I've never really met anybody out here like that. One guy, but he's gone. Oh yeah, something like that. I will find that number for you guys, and I will put it in the description box because it's not an easy task to get that number. My agenda: retire permanently SRRV in the Philippines. Yeah, a number of guys have got the SRRV. They put 10 grand in the bank, and then they never have to leave. They just go down and renew or something like that. Love your laughing at random stuff. Keep it up. You should look into Streamlabs for your live stream. I've heard they give you 100% of the money given to you. Yeah, but it ain't David Lee Roth money now, is it? For older guys like me, I'm sure a lot of guys, it's important to have a nice relationship. It makes everything better if you're with the right woman. Yeah, I guess that would apply anywhere in the world. If you have a healthy relationship with your woman or your kids or your family and your neighbors. But the female companionship in the Philippines tends to be much more satisfying. It's much more role defined, if you will. For example, May and a lot of her friends, they enjoy the housewife experience, if you will. They're not, in America, it seemed like the women all wanted to work and kind of were competitive, at least the ones I knew. And almost like being a stay-at-home mom or a housewife was demeaning to them. Where here, there's a lot of pride in keeping a clean house or being a good cook, and they have beauty pageants. So being feminine is a big priority, if you will. They call each other sexy. You can call them sexy and not get a frying pan up the side of your head. And it's just no one gets butthurt out here if you say something a little off color. Where you do that in America, you're facing a lawsuit, How are you, Paul, from Greensboro, North Carolina? Monroe, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm back in the States now for a while. It's nice here in the States, the sidewalks. Yeah, that's a fact. We could use a sidewalk. In fact, I'm going to have my neighbor, Jerry, who's probably going to interview me for the 4-year deal, because it would be easier format for me. Have someone keep me on track, keep me from rambling. And him and I are going to have coffee this morning. He uses a cane. And we're going to go to a place called Nasbury. And I said, hey, we could go to the red tables. And the girls are going to go shop. His spouse and May are going to go shop for fruits and vegetables. It's Sunday here morning. And they have a fresh air market, if you will. So we're going to go shopping for fruits and vegetables for my friend Gary. We're going to buy our own fruits and vegetables. And Jerry and I will sit on our fat asses and talk and drink coffee while the women go do the shopping. And so when I suggested we could go to a different place that's closer, he said, I took a look at the sidewalk there, and it's got a pretty steep dip in it. And he's right. So that would be my one warning to you guys. If you have any kind of a walking disability or balance disability, or you need crutches or a cane or anything like that, it's not a friendly place. It really isn't. I mean, I trip 3 times a day if we go out. And so does May. It's just not there's not a level surface in all of Valencia or Dumaguete. It's 10 grand if you're 35 or under 50. I don't know. I just had a conversation with a guy 3 days ago, came over to see this place, and he's 68, and it cost him 10 grand. How are you liking your new Samsung phone? I hope you like it. Well, I love my Samsung phone. I was disappointed it didn't have a port in it, but I corrected that. I bought a little dealio that plugs into the charging port, so I can plug in my microphones. And I was having people not complaining, but mentioning that they couldn't quite hear me real well. Some people said that they could hear me great, and other people said it was kind of low. So I did go into the settings and saw that the media had been all the way down to low. So I set it up to medium. I set it up to high, and then I tested it, and it was like really loud. So I put it back down to medium. So I think that was the issue. But the camera itself is just top shelf. I really like it. I like the clarity. I don't get a lot of that white in it and dark back and forth when the light changes. It tends to stay, and it's much sharper and much clearer. I've had a lot of people just give me feedback that that the picture quality is like 10 times better than it was. This is a computer I'm on right now. This isn't my phone, but I'm really satisfied with the phone. Yeah, Thailand is tough. I've got a friend over there now, and I think he's got 90 days or something like that, and then it's up in the air. So I don't pretend to, when I lived there, because I lived there for almost a year back in 2009 to 2010. I think it was every 60 days I don't really remember, but I had to go out of the country. I went to Myanmar, Burma, whatever you want to call it. I used to take a bus ride and go across the thing, and it's about a $50 bill every 6 months. And then I'd come back and everything was cool. How you doing, Gordon? What's up in Dumaguete? There's not a whole lot going on in Dumaguete, actually. It's very quiet right now. A lot of guys have left, and nobody's coming in, except for the few that are doing the quarantine thing. Paul, do you recommend having a hotel in place before flying over? It would be easy to find accommodations. I hate to make a recommendation like that. I mean, use your own best judgment. When I came over here, I didn't book anything. I had never had a problem being dropped off in an area and just finding a hotel. And that's what I did. I did that in Cebu. I just got in a cab and said, take me to a hotel. And he took me to one, and I said, stay here. And I went in, I looked around, and I didn't like it. So I think we went to 2 or 3 different hotels in Cebu. And then I saw the price, and I saw the room. And then I went out and paid the taxi driver, and I stayed at that hotel. And I only stayed one night. And then I got on a bus and went to Dumaguete from Cebu. Same thing when I got here. I got off the bus in the afternoon, and I got into a trike, and the guy looked at me, and I said, hotel. And he just took me to a hotel, and it was fine. It was right across from Robinson's. So it wouldn't hurt you to make a reservation somewhere as long as you don't put money on it, because I've found I booked rooms on other islands, and the pictures were all bullshit. So it wasn't nearly as nice as it looked in the pictures. So I'm just one to just go look first. We intend to go to Bacolod possibly this week. And I've been recommended a hotel by a friend that was there, and I trust his judgment. So we're going to go to that. And we will stay there, but we won't book it. We'll just show up. Let's see. I'm a psych NP in my 40s that works and prescribes 100% remotely. My agenda for moving to the Phils is because it's warm yet around cheaper, and when there's still women there. Yeah. Well, better, more power to you if you can do your thing online. Just make sure you have a pocket Wi-Fi or whatever they call it, so you can always be online, because there are brownouts here and there are internet connection issues. So that would be one. My friend King Lee has a channel, and I think he pays $50 a month or $100 a month to have this pocket Wi-Fi thing. And no matter where he goes, he can get online. So Mr. Ron didn't really want to leave the States. He just came here to be with me. He never wanted to leave the States. I don't even hate Western women. So, okay. So Mr. Ron was motivated by the love of his woman. Ouch. Expats in the COVID-19 is the guy's family, maybe him too. That means be careful. I just really want to go there. But now I think we're times before travel. Well, why would that stop you? I mean, COVID's all over the world. And the fact that my friend's baby got it just means that it's one more case. It will come and it will go. Yes, Philip, I agree. Thailand is where I used to live, has lots of requirements and hoops to jump through, where the Philippines, you can get a tourist visa. Yeah, I don't really know why people bounce into these SRRV visas when the tourist visa, for me, just works really well, unless you just don't ever want to leave. You just want to stay here and you don't want to dick with it. That's fine. But for me, it really fits perfectly because I like to get out. I was having breakfast with another friend who's a vlogger here, Bud Brown. And he said that 5 years is usually the tipping point for guys. He did a little survey, if you will, and he's found that about 5 years is about as long as people can live here, and then they just get sick of it and leave, and they just go somewhere else. And I'm coming up on 4 years, so I'm going to address that issue too. So there is it's not a burnout, but it's kind of like there is in the Philippines, if I can go negative with you for a minute, there's a lot of redundancy in the Philippines. And where Thailand, which I've always said is my favorite place, there's a lot of variety. And so you can go from one place and be in a totally different environment in Thailand. But in the Philippines, I can bounce to another island and I can pretty much assure you it's going to be almost the same as this island. It'll have its nuances. It'll have its, there'll be differences, but they're not major ones. It's not a big jump. Seal Beach, California is where Tom's coming from. It's $10,000 for people over 50 with a pension. Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't pretend to know the SRRV. I've never looked into it. It's never appealed to me. The minute I heard 10,000 in a foreign bank, then I heard 10,000, period, was enough for me. But yeah, to each his own. If you get married over here, there's some kind of deal. I forget the name of it too. Good morning, George. You're kind of sick of the hot. I do. Yeah. And on hot weather days, I stay home and I just leave the air on and don't go out in it unless I just have to. But the temperature is kind of like hot and then hotter. There is around the November, December months, and it depends on the years, it's been different. It can get downright cold at night, which is, to me, is just great. I can stay out in that all day. And May is just freezing like a little popsicle on the back of the scooter. Jean-Pierre. Hey, Paul, you're one of the best storytellers I've ever encountered. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Do you know if anyone beside yourself received the stimulus check? Yeah, damn near everybody got his check. You don't need a prescription for provide. Yes, you do. And you have to show your ID. Yeah. Yeah. And it only goes, there's only one pharmacy that distributes it here, which is called Mercury. So yeah, if you want any, this is not the place to come if you're taking a lot of, I forget what they're called, class 3 or class C or something like that, medications like pain meds like Vicodin and stuff like that. They're not friendly here with that, at least not in Dumaguete, Valencia area. I can't speak for Manila or Cebu. I imagine the bigger the city, the more, more open they are to that. And like here, the hospital doesn't have any of my prescriptions, or that prescription, I should say. I have to go to a certain pharmacy called Mercury. 3-year tourist visa up in March. Oh, next year, dude, you're fine. You're fine. Better be, because I'm leaving. I only come over to the Phoenix for one reason, mate. Enjoy the rest of my life, not living in a box. You got that right. That's what I used to say. I used to say that I'd wake up in my box, and then I'd drive my box to a bigger box, and then I'd get back in my box and open the garage door to my box, sit down and watch the box while eating a hamburger from Jack in the Box. One big box all day. Good AM to you, Paul. I was watching the Cubs versus Tigers till I saw you come on live. Do you miss baseball or American sports? Best regards, Murray, Vancouver. I do miss, well, I can watch football and baseball if I go to a sports bar out here. They have the satellite or whatever it is they buy, some kind of premium TV. So, but of all things I like golf. And most people think watching golf is like watching paint dry. So I watch golf on YouTube. I just, I'll go. Doesn't matter if the tournament was a year ago. I haven't seen it, and I don't know the outcome. So sometimes I'll just sit down and watch an entire golf match on YouTube. At the new place that May and I are moving to, they does not come with a TV, so I'll need to buy a TV. And I'm thinking about making that my last purchase. Need to buy a refrigerator, a TV, and a mattress. Those are the three things we got to buy. I want some curtains. But that being said, I was thinking this morning I'd like to go off the grid for a while. I'd like to stop watching the news. I'd like to kind of stop watching the outside world because it just kind of, with all the crap that's going on right now, and I'm powerless to change it, it does nothing for my attitude except kind of make me sad, if you will. When I see what's going on with the Middle East, I see what's going on with all the tensions and the dissension in America, and just the world just seems to be in a weird spot right now. And if I was in a position of power to change it, I would. But if I'm on the sidelines watching it, it doesn't do anything for my attitude. And attitude is 90% of my life. So sometimes ignorance is bliss. And I've decided I think that I'll make a TV my last investment if I even make one. And I'm finding myself less and less involved with media at all. I'd rather read a book. So, okay, I will. That's what I'm going to do. We've got again, I don't have it in front of me, but I got the name of a hotel. And I've been told that there's like 10 times as many food options. And that sounds like a good deal. May loves pizza and so do I. So we'll definitely give that a shot. Hello, Jean-Claude. Pierre Jean-Claude. I love to watch your live stream. Sorry, but I need to go for my 12-hour shift. Have a good time on your shift. God bless you too. Quarantine hotel isn't too bad. Okay, cool. Because 3 times a day, I'm gaining weight for it. Besides that, I'm bored as hell. I've watched the complete everybody. Yeah. Speaking of TV, I'm on like my fourth go around on Sons of Anarchy. That's all they've got on Netflix out here. I watched Jason Bourne, all the Bourne supremacies and all the Bourne movies. I've watched those like 40 times. And there's just quality stuff just isn't there. So I'm canceling the Netflix, and I think that I'm going to cancel out. I think I'm just going to hold off on buying a TV. Because you can watch what you want to watch on the computer anyway. And I want to get into a little bit more of living instead of watching. I want to do instead of watch. Bowels have a move, all related. Yeah. I blame young people for everything. God bless you. You got that right, Ed. If you're lucky. You're right down to earth, funny related to. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, man. I can't be blamed for it. I should start a movement, but I'm too tired. Hey, Paul, you need to just move in with your buddy's cruise ship, Mark. Yeah, right. Is it crazy? You haven't answered my question. Uber and all that stuff working out there, guys? I look like Johnny Holmes. Who's Johnny Holmes? I'd like to buy a house here because I'm married. almost to future guys looking for a Filipino girl for a future wife. Make sure money is important to her and her family. Yeah, that's applies in America too. Would you move to Phuket where you lived before, or Pattaya or Bangkok, given the choice in the near future? Well, I've never been to Pattaya, if I'm saying that right. I just heard that Pattaya is kind of seedy, you know. It's more of the go-go bars and stuff like that, and it's near Manila. I really liked Phuket. Phuket just is, from what I understand, it's pricier, but it had a place called Bangla Road, which was sort of the red light area, if you will. And that's what I liked about it. It was an area. It didn't encompass the entire town. And I'm not saying Pattaya is like that, but from what I hear, it sort of is. So I have a friend there right now. I got to talk to him about that. But yeah, just to answer your question, I think I'd go straight back to Phuket. So it's familiar, and I like the beaches. And I'm not a beach guy, but I like those beaches. I like the people. That I have friends there. Still catching up on your old videos. Your RV life story had me rolling on the floor laughing. Yeah, that was a funny video. I forgot about that. That's the guy that I'm talking about. Somebody asked me earlier if I missed the dealership, and I missed the owner, because he would come up with stories like that and make these bizarre statements that just burned into my memory. So it was awesome. And he was like a guy you really totally feared. But I got 1,000 stories from him that I would do, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the Philippines. So I've toyed with the idea of making another channel. And I think that's probably what I'll dedicate my time to, as opposed to TV and laying around. I think I will set up my other channel and do some off Philippine stuff just for fun. Leyte next year. Good on you, Sam. Sam Safari. That's a good name. I see only young women, not women with 50 years. Why more? May's done some interviews with older women out here. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I'm the only American where I live. There's not one. Really? That's interesting. And you're in Davao, right? I wonder why that is. He lives in Davao, I believe. Yeah, I haven't got any trolls today either. Which country in America? There's so many. Which country in America is you? That doesn't make sense. There's states in America. I don't know what that means, Lisa. Maybe I am getting trolled. Ted Bell, is that the one badass? Yeah, that's Mark Petty is the guide, and that was on my Facebook. That was from what year did I go there? I used to go fishing with my dad up in Canada, and that is a badass pike. Went there 3 times. Nothing better for the soul than fishing. I'll tell you that much. Whether you catch it, you don't. I'm sure there are some in Tagama City where I stay when I'm there, but I don't see many. I've had a few blazing arguments with bloggers in the Philippines. They were bad-mouthing you. I got my message across to them and put them back in their hole where they crawled out of. Oh, well, thank you very much, Jenny Mark. Well, there are guys that dedicate channels. I guess you're talking about trolls. I don't think anybody that knows me personally badmouths me, but maybe they do. And if they do, more power to them. Probably deserved it. But there are guys that are trolls that set up channels just to critique other channels. Never understood the logic behind that. Uber is up and running. Thank you very much. Uber and Grab would have you covered. All right. You going to go to Vegas with me? That's right. You're going to pick me up at the airport, right? Ride share. Cool. I mean, is it really $200 a day for a rental car? Yeah, that's addressing what I was talking about earlier for guys that want to come out and hang out for a month, or two, or whatever the number is, 2 weeks, 2 months. That's probably the optimum thing before you pull the trigger and sell your house or meet the girl or whatever, because a lot of that just doesn't work out. But I knew in the back of my head that I may not like it here. And so I gave myself 6 months because I knew there was going to be a lot of trials and tribulations and mistakes, just knowing myself. I could take a simple thing and complicate it. And so that's self-awareness there. Yeah, but if you live in tourist mode, how can you have a bad time? When you're just sitting by a pool all day and drinking a martini or whatever your beverage is, and then going out to dinner. You need to get into the thick of it, in my humble opinion. Yeah. If I had it do all over again, I would have shipped a bunch of stuff over here. But again, I didn't know that I was going to do it. So I guess this would be the ultimate scenario is come out, look around, maybe go to 5 different islands or whatever the number is, if we're talking about the Philippines, and say, wow, I really like it here. Let's just use me as an example. I really like it here in Valencia. I really like the weather. I like the cost of living, etc. And then I went back home. Instead of giving away all my stuff, I probably would have shipped a lot of it over here because I already own it. And I'm talking about useful, like clothes, hard to find out here. Just kitchenware, stuff you're going to have anyway. And it's much better quality stuff in America than what you buy out here, because what you buy out here is primarily imported from China. They don't really manufacture anything here. They manufacture babies. Thank you very much, Ronald. Appreciate that. Cool. Yeah, what a situation. I'd like to meet you and him someday. I guess you didn't like now training as much as you are now. Well, this is a different Gary, for one. But yeah, Gary is in a little bit of a pickle. He'll get out of it. This too shall pass. He's a good man. He's a strong guy. Nha Trang, Vietnam is where I was last. And it was okay. I could see hanging out there for a couple of months, but it would get old quick. It just wasn't that much. I just wasn't as comfortable there as I am here. What's that saying? Yo. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. Lots of Vegas people in here. Howdy, neighbor. Yeah, I think there are a lot of Vegas people in this stream. Iced coffee. Boy, if you're talking about Vietnam, they got a zillion coffee shops and it tastes like shit, to be honest with you. I didn't like the coffee there. No more pool rides. Prices went up as less drivers increase in demand. So I wonder what it costs to get a ride. Still cheaper than leasing a car, right? Good morning, Sir Paul. Good morning, Miss Lisa Chemo. If I'm saying your name right. Years, I don't think I want to retire there. Yeah, Vegas is just kind of a sad place, really. Hey, Paul, Vegas almost 100% open here now. No more plastic barriers at the table. Hopefully we'll be there next year and have given up on this year. I think this year is, I shouldn't say that. Philip, I think that there's a lot of travel opening up. There's a gentleman named Dean that wants to be on the channel, and he is, I forgot where the hell he's living. I want to say Nicaragua. And I talked with him yesterday, and he might join us here later. Rental car, let's see. Rental car by week or month is much more cost effective. Vegas may be high demand, driving prices up. Talking about Uber and all that kind of stuff. Well, what I'm thinking is when I go to Vegas, is probably try to find a weekly rental place, and then I'm thinking guys that already have cars can just come over. Or we can meet somewhere. I don't think I'd be doing a lot of driving. It's not like I'm going to go to Mount Charleston and take a look at it again. I would just be in one location. And then my friends that are living in Vegas that I knew before I left, I'm assuming if they want to see me, they can come find me, instead of me going to them. And then anybody that's on the channel that lives in Vegas, I was thinking about having just a get together, like at Applebee's or something. I don't know, someplace where we could all just get together and shoot the breeze and make a video. That's correct, Pete. That's why I'm still sitting here. I can leave, but I can't get back. I'm hoping so, Rick. The Philippines is a bunch of followers, not leaders. So my guess is, and it's just an educated guess or uneducated guess, however you want to look at it, Thailand opens up, Vietnam opens up, neighboring countries start opening up and rocking and rolling. The Philippines will too. Probably once they get a percentage of people vaccinated. I remember Fletcher Jones. Yeah, they were a big deal when I first got to town. I don't even know if they're still in business. Fletcher Jones was a weird guy. Hey, Mr. Burns, how are you? I'm retired here. If you come need help, I'm glad to help you out here. Thank you very much, Tom. When you say here, are you talking about Vegas? See, I was thinking about when I go, I'm going to go to California first, and I got to go out to the desert and see my father and my sister. And then I was just going to take a bus from Indio to Vegas. And then once I got to Vegas, I figured I would find a place to stay for about a week, like one of those extended stay places, and just kind of hang out there. And then on my way home to the Philippines, go to Thailand for a week because I have friends there too. So it would be Philippines to America, California first, then Vegas to Thailand, and then Thailand to the Philippines. Probably be gone for about a month. The date is just to change you in and out. You could just be gone. Yeah, that's correct. So we're back on the tourist visa thing. After 3 years, as long as it hits midnight, in other words, you leave on the 23rd, as long as midnight rolls around, you get back on a plane and it's the 24th, you're good for 3 more years. That's correct. That's what my friend did. He flew to Singapore, sat around in the hotel, not the hotel, but the airport, and got on the exact same plane he came in on with the exact same crew and flew back to the Philippines like 4 hours later. I've seen where a person who worked at a car dealership there in the Philippines gives you a hard time about buying such a bad car. They were talking crap about you. I told her to shut up. Yeah, everybody's an expert, right? That was, I pinned that comment because my thought was, I didn't reply to it, but this guy was breaking my balls about making a bad decision on a car that I bought. And he was being very mean-spirited and very arrogant about himself. And I thought, you know what, buddy, I forgot more than you know about being in the finance department. But I let him have his time in the sun. Thanks for defending me. I don't know when they have to work to pay their bills because they either don't, a man, or can't hold a decent relationship. Well, yeah. And then the men have to be accountable too. There's a lot of guys that Denzel Washington said that the breakdown in America is the breakdown of the family and the men that don't stick around. So I think there's some of that too. I think there's some irresponsibility on the man's part, being fair. You get someone pregnant, then I'm old school, man. Marry the girl and give the kid a name. That's just me. That's what I did. Look what happened to me. But that being said, women, I understand. It's expensive there, and they have careers. I'm not disrespecting them for that, but it changes the dynamics of the relationships between men and women. And I think a lot of men don't even know what their role is anymore in America. Like, the woman wants me to be strong, but then when I'm strong, I don't understand. And I was confused. Here, I'm not confused at all. I know exactly where I stand and what my limits are. And what boundaries there are. We all have boundaries, but in America, it's just like men are getting castrated. I won't go on. I'll just leave it alone. Woke and liberated. Well, yeah. What does woke mean, by the way? I keep hearing that phrase, woke. I don't know what woke means. I think the liberation of women was the worst thing that they could have done to themselves. I mean, if you think about it, if you're a housewife, that means you get to stay home all day and watch The Price is Right. You can have lunch when you want it. There's no time card. You're off the radar. Maybe you got a kid or two. You can get on the phone. You can play, and then the man comes home and gives you money. I mean, where's the problem? In America, most women want to be men. Then comes time to pay for stuff. It's hard for them. They want to be women again. And it makes sense. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of. I have 4 dates that I went on when I was in America after I got divorced because my kids were grinding me. I was alone for like 5 years, and they said, "You got to get out and meet somebody." And I lasted 4 dates. Should I say worth it? YouTube, Ilo is flat. I don't know what that means. Oh, you talking about walking? Possibly. I'm saying do Maggette. If you've got any kind of impairment, I guess would be the word, as far as walking, and a wheelchair is out of the question. End of story. Just not going to work. Not going to happen. There's nowhere you can go and not get it won't out. It just doesn't work. Crutches. Now, obviously, you're going to have crutches if you break your leg and stay around the house. But if it's a permanent thing, if you've had a hip replacement that went bad, or if you've got one leg that's longer than the other, or you've hurt yourself and you use a cane, like my friend Jerry, he has to think it through before he goes somewhere. So just keep that in mind, boys and girls. What model of Samsung phone is it? It's a, what's it called? S21 Ultra. A real nice phone, but it didn't come in with a place to plug in a microphone. And I hear the new model does, but that was my only complaint about the phone. Rick Smith, back in the 60s when they all burned their bras. We've caught hell from them ever since in the U.S. Boy, that's a fact. Wow. Nouvelle Buran, smallest province in the Philippines. I didn't know that. Thanks for joining in, Timmy Dog. 123. Thailand better rethink their visa system. I don't know if they do. I had the vibe, this goes all the way back to 2009. I got the vibe from Thailand that they really didn't want a lot of foreign influence in their country. And I actually really respected them for that. I really, really do. I still do. I think they want tourists to come in for 2 weeks, drop a load of cash on them, and then get the hell out. I don't think they want any foreigners living there. I'm talking Americans, Chinese, Korean, British. I think they want Thailand to remain Thailand. I want them to stay. I think they want to stay true to their roots, if you will. It was just I can't prove that. It was just a vibe that I got. There wasn't any outright like hate or anything, but I thought they just, and I actually respected it. I think that you start to dilute the culture by a bunch of guys living there, because we do bring our own stuff and demands and problems with us. So maybe Thailand's right. I mean, it's a great place to live. I loved it there. But you get too many of me's over there, and it starts to dilute what you originally came for. If that makes any sense. I lived in the U.S. for years, and American women are tough to please. And if you're only about a ton of money, they don't want you. Yeah, American women are just, from the time they're little girls till the time they turn 80, are just, I just find them to be combative and aggressive and competitive. Didn't used to be like that. You know, in the 50s. That. Good morning, Paul. Have a great trip. Thank you. What I plan to do there is I want to check it out for a number of reasons. Number one, I hear they have 5 massive shopping malls. So I want to go there, and I just want to see if I can buy some clothes that fit, number one. It'd be a nice change of scenery. So there's the malls that I want to go see. And I want to just see what the availability of, I want to see how it compares to Dumaguete, Valencia, this part of this neck of the woods. I want to see what the cost of living's like. I want to see what the people are like. I want to see what the traffic is like, the weather, the vibe. From what I understand, there's 10 times the food options there. But I was also told that it's not a big destination for foreigners. It doesn't have a big foreigner population, which tells me there might be something about it that's not appealing. And I don't know until I'm boots on the ground and I'm there. Now, I'm going to be in tourist mode. I have to be aware of that. I'm going to be staying at a hotel. I'm going to be going to nice malls. And May and I are going to, and May's really excited about going. And we're going to try to hit some different style food, if you will. I just got a recommendation for pizza. I've heard about a hamburger place, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to be in tourist mode. But I also want to take one day and just maybe rent a scooter instead of taking taxis. And I might just drop May off, at the mall and say I'll be back, because it's so much easier to navigate without her hanging on the back. And I might just go drive out to the outskirts of the city, try to find the bad areas, if you will, not go into them, but just take the temperature of the place, and then pick her up and then show her what I found. So that's kind of the plan. We want to go there possibly what's today, Sunday? Probably by next weekend. If we get everything organized with this apartment and I get the stuff ordered that I need, and know that I can move in there on the 1st without any issues, then probably this weekend. I'd like to go during the weekend. Yeah, if you're listening to this, Rick says, I've seen videos of Pattaya, I hope I'm saying that right, in Thailand, where I used to live. And it looks like tons of businesses and places. Yeah, from what I understand, it's just dead. And most of it, like I said, was, from what I understand, again, this is just what I've heard, just heard it was kind of like seedier, if you will. You know, a lot of the go-go stuff, a lot of the girly bar stuff, and that gets old for me after a while. It just kind of redundant. I liked Phuket because there was an area for that. So if you wanted to go one night and say, I'm going to go have a few beers and look at the girls, you go have a few beers and you didn't have to partake in it. You just could sit there and watch people. And I like to watch people. So, but it didn't permeate the whole place, you know. I think Pattaya is more like that. Hey, Paul, did you ever consider living in Mexico? I believe you could live there on nice and the same budget. And obviously, it's close to the U.S. in case you need to get back for any reason. That is definitely something that came to my mind, that for that exact reason, by the way. Let's just fast forward 10 years and say that I'm at a stage where there's my body is shutting down or whatever. But I don't want to pay the prices, but I need the medical care because of my Medicaid. I often thought that Mexico would be an awesome alternative for me. I could live on my budget there, and then it would just be a jaunt into San Diego to get medical care. So, that's kind of oversimplifying it, but yeah, that did. Yeah. I think the ultimate deal is when this friggin' COVID crap is done, to go 3 months or a month or a week or whatever, like I was doing before, but this time I want to take May with me and bounce into Thailand and let her see it with me. I'd like to see it through her eyes too. And just go stay for a week or two, not necessarily go tourist mode because I've been there. And then Vietnam. And it's really easy for the Filipinos to go into these Asian countries. They don't even have to go through the hoops. They just go up and show their passport and they let them in. Me, I have to fill out documents and get letters of invitation and all that kind of stuff. But for the Filipinos, they can travel real easy once they get out of the country. It's the Philippines it's hard to get away from. Let's see. Matthew, appreciate the $5, man. Thanks, Paul. Went maskless at Walmart today. Trader Joe's and Costco did the same if worker or customer is vaccinated. Yeah, we're definitely headed in the right direction with that going on. And if you guys want to laugh, check out a video on YouTube by Dana Carvey, the comedian, where he does a conversation between Dr. Fauci and Paul McCartney about getting vaccinated. It's pretty funny, but that's good news. And I guess there's been this Fauci guy just keeps changing his mind, right? I don't watch that much of it, but what I catch is like one day he's one way and the other day he's talking about something else. So I don't know if he's the best spokesman for all this, but Walmart. How do you know the guy has been vaccinated though? I mean, I guess we all just have to run on faith, right? Once there, I'm there for the duration, but I have tons of relatives there. All the islands are unique, but your call. Hey, I'm sure if that's directed to me. No. Stop asking. No, but it's I think that once Thailand opens up, I would keep an eye on Thailand and Vietnam and see what they do. Because more and more places, like I think I just read or saw that Greece is now open. So these places are dependent upon tourism and need the money. So we'll see. It can be challenging living here. Sometimes it isn't paradise every day of your life that some have been led to believe. That's exactly right, Mr. Ron. I try to put that out sometimes when I do videos about things that I do wrong and how things screw up. So I hate the word paradise. Well, I think you're correct. I've been in Cali, Colombia for 5 years now, and I'm tired of the experience. I do like Santa Marta, but no place else makes me happy. But I'm still favoring the VH. Yeah, I think 5 years is most guys' breaking point. I'm on year number 4. Probably within a year, I'll be fed up at the Philippines, and I'll want to go live somewhere else. That is a true statement. That right there is a very true statement. It's all about the Benjamins in Thailand. And I got to agree with them. I think America should adopt that policy instead of just letting anybody and everybody, bypass the system and come over the border and then pay for their hotel room. I mean, who wouldn't go there? Hell, I'd go there. I think the way I should go to America is I should go across the Rio Grande. Get a free hotel that way. And no, that's true. That's true. Because what happens is you get some broke dick over there that's got no real money coming in, a small pension, and no medical insurance, and he becomes a burden on the society, right? Becomes a burden on the country, an economic burden, and just why? Why do that? Philippines is like Florida, Hawaii, with attractive women that are actually open and available for a long-term relationship with a guy over 50 or 60. I didn't know that Florida and Hawaii was like that. They are ladies, not girls. Did I say girls? I always say girls and boys. See, I'm just an old man. I get away with anything. Thailand's economy is paying a huge price for their policies on COVID. Everybody's paying a price, Rick. I guess it was a tough call, though. You're in charge of a country, and you're seeing everybody shut down, and you don't want to see your locals die of this disease. I mean, I got to figure the first 6 months that nobody really knew what was happening, right? Just that people are dying and flooding into hospitals. So, just how can you get ready for something like that? What I don't understand is why they're not. All the countries aren't getting together and sending China one big bill. They released it. Hey, Paul, have you watched George Carlin's My Stuff video? No, but everybody keeps telling me I should watch that, and I will. I just space it. But I've been meaning to watch that. I like George Carlin. Finally got some nice weather in Boston. That's good, Bob. I'm glad you're watching. I don't watch TV. If one is something, I Google it. Yeah, well, I'm kind of getting off of TV anyway. There's nothing intelligent on anymore. It's all opinion. There's no news, it's just opinions. You ever wonder about the lack of medical aids? Man, wouldn't Thailand be better? Absolutely. 1,000% yes. Much better, much better medical in Thailand than the Philippines. And I'm going to have a video dedicated to that with my friend Gary when he gets better. There are 341 watching. How about giving Paul a like? Well, if you do, I appreciate that comment. And if you do, remember, hydrate. I don't want anybody getting injured hitting the like button. I don't want to be responsible for that. I love Carlin. My favorite line says, when you're born into this world, you're born into a freak show. If you happen to be born in the U.S., you have a front row seat in the freak show. That is a good line. I've been watching Norm Macdonald lately, where he says he's a deeply closeted gay man with Conan O'Brien. Conan says, you're gay? And he goes, I'm not gay. I'm deeply closeted. You have to be there. Hello from Philly. I had a friend, I worked with a guy from Philly. He was a real character. I got a new fridge delivered today, paid through the nose for it. I'm with you on the TV and the news. I read about 3 books a week, more entertaining. YouTube is more interesting. I agree. I flip on the TV, to be honest with you. I flip on the TV for noise. It actually puts me to sleep. And I'll turn on a show that is so boring that it knocks me out. It just makes me go to sleep, even during the day. But I think I'm going to go back to reading because I love to read. Is it easier to find an honest lady for a relationship in the Philippines? Um, it's a solid question. Is it easy though? I can't, you know, your idea easy and my idea easy. Two different things. Took me 2 years. Well, I really wasn't looking. So it took me a year. I went on a lot of dates with a lot of different ladies. Ladies, with the ladies. And I found the easiest way to make it happen was to be truthful. So if I met a lady and I didn't like her, I just didn't tell her I didn't like her, but I just said, this isn't going to work. And I moved on. Where I've observed other guys try to stretch it out or make it work or whatever, I just knew. And so, same thing when I met May. I met May. She wanted to have kids. I said, well, I don't. So, now what? Now what do you want to talk about? There she is. Look at her. She's hiding. She's trying to, where's she got? She's going to the bathroom. She's trying to hide from the live stream. Come on back, May. Do like I did, order the whole Soprano box set. Yeah, the Sopranos, man, they got me through neck surgery. That's the truth. Moved to the Philippines when I was 53, married a Filipino at 28. We've been together 20 years now. Love it here. Yeah, man. It's younger people keep you younger, you know, but I can't see myself. What is my age gap with May? It's 30 years. I'm 66 and she's 35. So yeah, 31 years age gap. But she's kind of like a middle-aged woman. And I'm an older guy. Actually, I'm elderly. So if you say bad things about me, it's elder abuse. How you like them apples? Use a VPN for USA Netflix. Yeah, actually, I got a VPN the other day on my phone and I never activated it because I made the conscious decision that I just don't want to watch TV anymore. I want to read again. It does something to my imagination and my mind, and it helps me with creativity. And unless it's a really good movie. So I'll think about that. There's probably some free stuff I can get, but I don't know. The news and all that has stopped being the news. If you want to see the news, watch the morning news. Morning news gives you sports, weather, and local events. And they don't tend to get into all the politics and all that stuff. If you use a VPN, you can watch it from another country and see different shows. Yeah, because the one out here is really bad. The Netflix out here is just horrible. I mean, what did they? The Da Vinci Code is their idea of a new movie out here. And stuff with Steven Seagal, you know, from the 80s. They like to show those movies. But I could do the VPN thing, but in 2 weeks we'll be out of here, and I'm going to try to just do it without a TV. Just when I thought they dragged me back. That's right. Have you ever given May a Dutch oven? No. We got a stovetop oven and a cooktop oven. My friend Gary Berg gave it to me. Where was I? Uh-oh, I lost my place. I got a guy that wants to come on the channel, but I don't know if he's online. I'll have to check. He's living out of the country. He's got an option. We'll see. I'm just going to go to here because this is as far as up as I can go. I probably missed somebody. Sorry. The problem with Vegas is they are continuing to gouge tourists with crazy high prices for food and hotels. Huh. Hi, Paul. Did you stop riding bike at our age? Not good. Is there lift type? Did you ever problem with bad type mosquitoes or know of? I still ride my scooter. There is no Lyft or Uber out here in Dumaguete. and I've never gotten dengue. I get mosquito bites all the time. I got about 14 on me right now. The contrarians want to knock you down to their level so they won't be reminded of their shortcomings. Crab mentality. Oh, you're talking about the people that beat me up? Yeah, that's okay. Still dealing with my stub toe. I hope you sought out medical treatment for that. I just had a great movement. That's the only movement us old guys can talk about now. That's our movement. And they'll talk about it for hours. Nah, Trang. That's right. Never fart in a crowded GP. Is Bolt taxi service available in the U.S.? I heard a lot of Thailand bloggers saying it's excellent and very affordable compared to Grab Food. I don't know. I haven't been back in 4 years. I don't know what's going on. That's why I'm asking. Good morning out there in Australia. I'm going in June to Las Vegas to let you know the ride cost. Thank you, sir. I honestly don't think it's going to be a big challenge for me. I think in California, when I get there, same. I'll just rent a place for near my father. I can't stay at his place. It's too small. I think my sister has roommates or something, so I won't even go there. I'll just rent a place for a few days. What it is, what it is. It costs what it costs, and use ride-sharing service of Uber or whatever. And or maybe my dad will let me use his car. I don't know. And then I'll just bug up to Vegas and same. I'll find something extended stay for a week, maybe less, maybe just 3 or 4 days, and then I want to bounce into Thailand. $20 airport to downtown via Uber. Probably is getting one. Take you 4 hours. Panorama City. That's where I grew up. Clearfield Avenue. Hello, Paul. Coming to retire to Legazpi soon, hopefully within 3 months. So I'd love to have a coffee with you. If you want to visit Legazpi, you and me can always be welcome in Legazpi. Well, thank you very much, Brian. Come on down to Wide Track Town. I'll buy the coffee. Oh, you were there last month. Okay. I heard that. I heard that initially there's a bunch of gangy types were moving into like the Bellagio because they were super cheap at first when they first opened. And now I'm hearing it's getting really expensive. Peppermill, that's out by State Line or something. No, not State Line. That's on the way out to, what do you call it? Not Mesquite, the other direction. It'll come to me. Have you ever checked into solar power? We're moving over in 3 years. I'd like to check out solar because of the cost. Well, I'm never going to buy a house here. And so obviously I would never improve somebody's apartment or house with solar power. However, the owner of Pura Vida Resort invested in solar power, and he owns a resort. So he's running rooms and kitchens and the whole enchilada. And he says he sells electricity back to the grid. So if you're a guy that says, okay, I'm going to go there, I'm married, because you can't own property out here, but your wife can, or significant other. You're going to build a place. I think solar power would be a good way to go. I don't know what it costs or what the return on investment would be. Let's see. Hi, Paul. Hello from Colloquium, BC, Canada. I plan to visit the Philippines one day with my son. Wondering how prevalent peanuts and peanut oil is used in it, as my son has a serious allergy. Thank you. They are fairly prevalent, actually. You would need to be cautious, Susan, as I'm sure you already are. May's actually kind of allergic to peanuts. She breaks out. when she eats peanuts. So, but there's enough options here that, you wouldn't have to worry. That's a good question, though. Yeah, but it's not sneaky. It wouldn't be a sneak in thing where you'd have to stress about that. There's a public bus from McCarran Airport in Vegas that still takes you to the Strip of downtown Fremont Street for about $2. Oh, okay. See, that'll work. Where is a will, there's a way. Yeah, acclimate to the weather. 1 year. I've been asked that question before, and I asked myself that question. It took 1 year for my body to get used to it. And in fact, when I went to Indonesia with my friend Gary, he had just come from the States, and he was like dying. We would sit outside, and he was just dying at the humidity, and I was just fine because I had acclimated to it. But it took me a year to answer your question. I love Filipina box. I don't know what that means. Opposite of Hotel California. You can come. Yeah, you can never leave. Yeah. Las Vegas is okay if you live in Henderson or Summerlin. Low COVID prices brought to the people Rick mentioned above. That's getting better now. Okay. Yeah, I lived in Summerlin. I worked in Henderson for a while. And what's an interesting stat is that Henderson's rated as one of the safest cities in America, and Las Vegas is rated as one of the most dangerous. They're right next door to each other. Yeah, so I agree. I don't know what it costs to put in these panels, but if I was a guy that was going to build a house out here and just say, okay, I'm going to live here till I die, and I want to build my own home or buy a home, which I'll never do, but if I did, I would do solar because the juice out here is just crazy. And I would do a generator. Be another thing I'd do. Hey, have a drink on me. Stay away from them slot machines. Good day, Paul. New subscriber here. Have you met any Aussies over there, and how do you get along with it? Interesting stories. I've met a lot of Aussies over here, and thanks for subscribing, by the way. I haven't had very many new subscribers lately. That's okay. Aussies and me are a different breed. Aussies tend to drink more. They're more into sports, and they tend to be a little bit more rambunctious. So I have nothing against Aussies whatsoever. Ian is a very good friend of mine. He's from Australia, but he doesn't fit that mold, if you will. So it's okay. And I'm just being totally honest with you. I like Aussies, all right, but kind of like in small doses, because I'm just not a big, I got to have my cold beer and I got to have my footy. I get a lot of those guys. And so that's all well and good, like for an hour or so. But then it just seems kind of redundant. So every time I go to a bar that's filled with Aussies, we're screaming at the TV, we're drinking our cold beer, and I can't understand half the stuff you guys are talking about because you use so much slang. So, but other than that, everything's fine. Hey, dog, you getting excited about moving into the new place? Yes, I am. Do you know about the YouTuber Kinlan in the Philippines? They got a huge, nice pad up in Valencia. No, I'm guilty of not watching other YouTube channels. I see the headlines because I'm subscribed to some guys that are my friends out here. But they already know. I already told them to their face, I don't watch your channel. I'm not going to learn anything from it, and I already know them, so I know where their heads are at. And occasionally, there's some information they might have that I could use. Someone asked me the other day if I watched Rike's video about going to through this COVID thing, and I didn't because it was like an hour and a half long, and I know him. And but my friend watched it and gave me the synopsis of it. But no, I don't know Kinlan in the Philippines. Honestly, don't. I get tired of the heat in Vegas. I remember being near the strip in my car and so the temperature was over 100 at 1 in the morning. I got tired of the heat too in Vegas. Summertime's brutal. And getting in the car is you got to buy all kinds of accessories like covers for your steering wheel and your dashboard, and the electronics in the car just burn up. That's true. There is a special deal for veterans. Again, I'm not your expert here on these visas because I'm lazy, and if it doesn't apply to me, I don't get interested in it. And so there's a lot of videos out there, guys, for you that guys can speak at with some authority, if you will, about that. Did I know? But I watched these commercials with his dog Spot. Let's see. I wasn't breaking your balls on my comment about the car bra. I was tease those that I like. Were you the one that made the comment? I heard SRVs are back. Yeah, can a person get it through? Okay, yeah. So to answer this question, when you come here, you have, I think it's 29 or 30 days. I forget which one. You have to go down to immigration, and you can extend your tourist visa, and you can extend it for 1 or 2 months the first time. And then after that, you can extend it up to 6 months. And then you get what's called an ACR card. And you can do that all the way up to 3 years. Applying for the SRRV, I imagine you can do that from the get-go also. But I can't, like I said, there's guys out there with channels that will address this topic specifically. And I just don't know because I've never done it. But I know guys that have SRRV. I know guys that applied for it, some form of it prior to even coming out here, using some kind of agency or something. And you're right, the $1,400 number sounds right. And veterans get a special deal. That's why I don't like to talk about it, because I'm not an expert in it. I've never done it. The only thing I can tell you about is a tourist visa. Donnie Strickland. Brian Sweeney, I'm in Naga City. You should look me up when you get here. Okay. Yeah, I will. Both places. I'll just tell you where I'm at and where I'm staying. And I'll probably have a SIM card for the place. And guys can call me. Excuse me. And we'll hook up. We'll get a burger and the fries. I'm retired military, so SRV makes sense. Doesn't require. No, that's true. It does make sense. Less hassle and cheaper. Where were you? I waited for you all afternoon. Where were you? Yeah. Oh, you're referring to the stalker. Yeah. Good memory. Paul, it would be good for you to come back to the USA for a visit, but I think you'll find you're ready to go back to the Philippines. Whether you realize it or not, you made it your home. You're right, Ronald. And one common theme with guys that I know that before the COVID, I have to say that so many times. Isn't that weird? Before COVID. But I knew guys that would go home once a year, every year. And every time they came back, I said, how was it? And they said it was good, but I stayed there too long. And so one guy would set up for like 3 months, his first trip. And then the second time he went, he would go for a month. And then the third time he went, he would go for 2 weeks. It was just like, this is his home. And when you go to visit people, how much time do you really need? I mean, you get in for a day or two and you swap stories and give everybody a hug and say hello and go out to dinner. And that's, everybody's got to get back to their routine, right? So staying there for 2 and 3 and 4 months at a time doesn't even cross my radar. It's like I'll do maybe a week, maybe less in California to go see my folks and kids. Same thing in Vegas. I got kids in Vegas. And now what? We've seen everybody. I'll meet some subscribers, hopefully in person. I'll go on a food trip. I mean, there's some restaurants in Vegas that I do want to go to, mainly delicatessens. Visible man. Yeah, I get it. You are invisible in America. Were you involved in that nearly 2-day power outage on your island? I saw that Finn didn't have power to the full 2 days. It was just a 1 day. I'm trying to think of a 2-day power outage. There was some kind of thing. You're right. I was not involved in it. I forgot about that. That was a while back. That there was some kind of 2-day ordeal. But we were out for 1 day. Yeah. Just go review the Philippines have brush. There you go. See? Google's got everything. Google's a lot smarter than me. Everybody's smarter than me. McCall area is much nicer than Manila area, cleaner air. All right. Costs $1,400 with $1,500 of banking you have to pay each year. That's why many American guys seek foreign women. American women took way too far, and now they're losing their men by the millions. It's an interesting dynamic. Birth rates are going down in the States. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here he is. All right, so you're on. So this is This is Dean. He's in Nicaragua. And if you want to come on live, I'll invite you on. It's 7:30, and I've been going for an hour and 46 minutes. So do you want to come on now, or do you want to come on tomorrow? I wasn't planning on going on today, but I just got a wild hair up my ass. Yeah, the ultimate dealio would be to visit both places, I imagine. So I can bring Dean. I can bring Dean on, who's in Nicaragua, or maybe I'll just schedule to do it tomorrow with him. Because I've already been on for an hour and 46 minutes. So I think tomorrow would be better for us, buddy. Because we were going to meet up, or maybe just later on today, or tonight, or something like that. Because I know we've got to go pay our rent or deposit. Well, anyway, I'll bring you on. And because I hate to tell you that I'm going to do something and not do it. I'm just checking here. Let me see if I can find this deal. Okay, he says tomorrow works, but let me try something here. Hang on, kids. Okay, so I've invited this guy, Dean, who is in Nicaragua, to come on for a few minutes and say hi and give you guys a little information about yet another place that you can live. I'm going to get back to the comments while he's figuring that out. Let's see. Woke is awake, attentive. What does that mean? I'm still not clear on what woke means. Awake and attentive, the generation. People stay married and work in relationships because they've had to, mostly for financial raising the kids. Now people have choices and it gets too tough. People want out. Yeah, that kind of applies to me. Is I got married and burdened and down for the responsibilities, financing all my stuff. So I'm going to bring Dean on for a minute. There's Dean now. Can we hear you, Dean?
Yeah, can you see me?
No, I can't hear you.
Hello? Hello? Oh.
I thought we ironed this out yesterday.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear myself.
All right. So there's Dean. I cannot hear you, Dean. Maybe it's on my end. No, not on my end.
Paul, I can hear you.
Let me just double check that nothing's.
Paul, I'm here. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to take you off the stream until you figure out your microphone issues because I can't hear you. Can anybody hear Dean?
I'm here. I can hear you.
You can hear me. I can't hear you.
Okay.
All right. Could anybody hear Dean? Let me go down here to later comments. Okay, so you guys can hear him, and I can't. Isn't that weird? Oh, I know why.
Okay. Paul, can you hear me? Hello? Paul, can you hear me? Paul? I'm here.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We've got the technicalities worked out here.
Great.
Great.
Okay, are we good?
I don't know. Let me check one more. Are we okay now on both of us? Grace is saying good. Okay, we're good. Yes. Okay, now we hear you both. Okay.
Great.
All right.
Great.
All right, cool. So we're back on here. All right.
Thanks
so
for
this
bringing
is
me on, Paul.
No worries, man. I was going to do it later. Like we talked, Dean and I talked yesterday, and he wanted to be on the channel, and I said, no, I don't know you. And so I've learned my lesson on vetting people here on the old show. But anyway, Dean and I talked yesterday. Real nice guy, and I don't want to get into a lot of your previous stuff, but I like the idea that you can give an idea of an alternative place for these guys to go. So maybe you could do us a solid and you could just let us know where you're living, okay, how long you've been living there, and some of the dynamics, if you will, of where you're at.
Okay, great. I'm getting a little feedback here on the microphone, on the headphone, but I'll try to work it out with you. Paul, okay. I'm here in San Juan del Sol in Nicaragua, and it's only is that better, Paul? I'm getting a little feedback, I believe. But can you hear me? I can continue on.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, great.
I'm just taking myself out of the picture. So what we're going to do, Dean, is I'm going to ask you to kind of explain to the folks who you are, where you're living, and I'll take myself out of it for a few minutes, and then I'll bounce back in, okay?
Okay. Great. We're a little delayed here, but it'll be easier for me. I just want to say hello to all your viewers. I love your show. I watch it. I never miss an episode. Even tonight, I was standing by. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Dean, and I think that we can compare very much San Juan del Sol, Nicaragua, which is only a 2-hour flight from Miami, not so far, not a 20-hour flight where you are in the Philippines. And I think the Philippines you can compare very much to that of Nicaragua and the Philippines, because it's Central American. It's a Latino community, and what I think it is, I think it's a great alternative for the people who want to go to the Philippines, because you and I agree, feminism has really disrupted things in America. I live down here. I introduced you to the other girl last night, and this is one of my girlfriends. You're Lenny. And it's very easy for the American guys to come down here if they want to meet a girlfriend, meet a wife. I'm more than happy to meet with them when they come here in Nicaragua. I've been here 10, 11 years. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I lived in Costa Rica for 10 years, but I prefer to be here much more. I feel it's a more affordable country for most people to live in. Costa Rica has increased in cost of living. Here in Nicaragua, you can live on what most people actually probably collect on a pension or Social Security. My situation is a little different, but I think on 1,200, you can live here fine. You can get your residency card. You're only 2 hours away from the mainland, from Miami. When you're here, everybody's very free. There's no masks. Nobody's walking around feeling as if there's really no restrictions. Like I know I've been watching your show in Geo and listening to Mark. I know there's a lot of restrictions, and you guys don't really have to wear masks. Here, there's really none of that. Nobody's sick. It's a small town. If they were sick, we hear about it. And we're delayed.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Didn't mean to scare you.
We're delayed here, but I want to present Nicaragua as a good alternative, I think, to the Philippines. Right.
Okay. I think that's a great dynamic. I'm glad that you're here today, because I'm not going to show the comments. I'm going to read some to you.
Okay.
And so we finally met somebody that talks faster than I do. And he's got his own version of Baby May with him right now. So
this is my Baby May.
That's right. So here's some of the questions that are coming in. Let's see. Violence. Is there violence?
Little to no violence here. Everybody, especially our age, I'm 48. They might have remembered the war in the 80s, but there's really none of that. It's very, very safe here. I haven't had a problem in almost 11 years now. Leave the door. Now, of course, you should always be aware of your surroundings, but it's not. There's no violence. Very, very little violence. I've never had a problem with it.
Okay, so there's some disagreement with you on that, but that may just be from the Noriega days.
That's what I was referring to. In the 80s, you've heard a lot of the. Right.
Yeah. So, I like to keep an open mind. And so you would fly. Now, we ran through this yesterday when you and I were bullshitting a little bit. Let's just say I'm in Florida. I'm going to fly to where and then do what?
Okay.
Get to you.
You have two options. You can fly from, say, Miami to Managua, and it's only a 2-hour flight. And then, depending on where you choose to go to after landing here, I'm in San Juan del Sol, which is a beautiful town on the Pacific side, right on the beach. And it would be from that, maybe another hour and a little bit more of a ride. Or you can fly into Liberia, Costa Rica, and just pass over the border. And I'm only about 30 minutes from the border here in San Juan del Sol. And I have the beach out here, 5 minutes out my door. I have the beach and a lot of things that you would recognize here. The Americans would feel very comfortable. There is a high amount of expats, if you will, that come down here. They've been living down here many years.
Okay. Cost of living.
Cost of living. Again, to qualify for your residency, Paul, you only need an income to show like $800 a month. Is all you have to show to get your residency card. So that gives you a little bit of idea.
So let's back up a little bit. Let's back up. You're saying that if I can show $800 a month or more,
Correct.
I can get what's known as a residency card.
Uh-huh.
So that is in replace of, say, what I call a tourist visa or SSRV or all
Right.
that. In other words, and how long is that good for, Dean?
Okay. So when you land here, you get permission to enter for 90 days. Okay, that's for anybody. It's a $10 fee. After
Okay.
that, if you decide that this is the place for you, like I have, you can get your residency carded. And your residency probably has probably pretty similar to residency where you are. It just, you need to get a record from the police showing that you didn't have any crimes. You have to show your income.
Well, that leaves me out.
You might be able to, I don't know what to tell you on that one, but as long as let's say serious crimes or any of the last 5 years.
Half my audience just said I was screwed.
Right. Right.
No way.
They don't dig that deep.
Okay, good. They don't go back to 73. Okay, so let's go. So it sounds like staying there is not a big hassle. Once you get in, it's 90 days, then it's a few bucks, and then you get a residency thing.
Right.
So they're looking for tourists.
Exactly.
Is what I'm getting from
long-term tourists.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So I think this is very healthy because this is an alternative for guys that are chomping at the bit and maybe never ever gave Nicaragua, like me. I never gave it a second thought.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, it just I still thought, you know, guys with guns and people friggin' shooting mortars at your car.
Mm-hmm.
But that's so much perception from the media. That's so much perception from movies and history and all that kind of stuff.
No.
But you've lived there how long? In San Juan? How long have you lived there?
I've been in San Juan 10 years now.
10 years.
Right.
So, and you look pretty healthy to me. So I'm going to say that there's no real crime issue or anything.
Very, very.
I know there's a little delay.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to catch up to the delay here, Paul.
So they have fresher fruit. Oh, I'm going to go off screen here for a minute, and I'm going to let you go on about the language. Okay. I'm going to go use the restroom.
Okay.
Because I've been on for 2 hours, and for old men, that's like 2 days.
Okay, I'll let you take that bathroom.
So talk to them a little bit about Spanish. Be honest with them. Okay. Don't puff it up like, oh yeah, everybody speaks English, because they said that about the Philippines and they don't. Okay. So take the shine off the dime a little bit. Mm-hmm. I know it's got beautiful women. I know it's got beautiful beaches, but we like to keep it as real as humanly possible here on the old doggy channel. So give them the ins and the outs of the Spanish. Maybe if they're looking for a relationship, you know, the language where, you know, keep it to the language, and I'll go use the restroom, then I'll come back.
Okay. Okay, very good, folks. I hope you can all hear me out there. I have my email right there in the corner, so feel free to email me with any questions that you might have. Again, as I was telling Paul, I've been here now for 10 years. I've traveled. I've been to about 33 different countries, and this is the one I feel the most comfortable in. I'm very close to my home country. It's only 2.5 hours away. I know your audience is a lot of men that are interested in meeting young women. This is one of them here. Her name's Yerleni, and I have 2 or 3 other rotations. I put them into my my videos I have on my YouTube channel, but we'll get into that another day. But this is a great alternative for anybody who wants to kind of still be Americans. We're talking about who still want to be close to the U.S., who who like Latino women as much as I do, and want to live in a place that's economical, a place that you feel more freedom than I ever felt when I lived in the U.S. I left the U.S. at the age of 28, and I only go back every now and then to visit family. But other than that, I'm down here, and the women down here have not been ruined by femininity. The women down here still are like maybe the women like you might think about in the 50s, where the women are proud of their femininity, who don't try to poison drip men, who don't try to become the alpha in the relationship where they want to take control. And then because down the road, that's something that they're going to lose respect for you anyways if they change you like that. And I've had nothing but a great time down here. Like Paul said, it's not all shiny. You have to have patience living down here because things don't happen maybe as quick as you're used to in the U.S. If you need something done, sometimes you have to wait for it to be done. You can't be impatient. You can't have a real rigid personality, if you will, because you're gonna be in a bad place. You have to come down here. You have to learn you're not going to change. You're not going to change your culture. You're their guest down here. And you just have to roll with it, and you have to be patient, and you have to understand. And it's not worth your time to lecture anybody how they should change or how this is how things are done back in the U.S. because you're going to be frustrated. And a lot of times, guys will come down here, and that's exactly what will happen. They'll come down here, they won't like the way things are done. They'll try to lecture everybody, try to change a culture, and they won't get anywhere. But if you come down here and you understand this is the way things are, you have to acclimate. You'll be perfect. I can't say enough about the beautiful women. She's 20 years younger than me. I have other ones on my rotation, just as nice. She was actually a Miss Mundo, like a Miss. She's a medical student, so she doesn't need anything financially from me. She's doing well. She has a full scholarship to medical school. I have another girl. If you watch my channel, it's called Pure Alpha Life. That's Pure Alpha Life is the name of my channel, and you can see what I do on my channels. I take you guys along with us throughout our daily adventures. I have a cosmetic company. It's called Cosmetico Sofia. I designed it. Let me just grab you one of my lipstick lines here. It's called Cosmetico Sofia. And because of that, also, I met all kinds of models. And I thought, wouldn't this be a neat idea to bring guys down here that are disenchanted with the U.S.? They don't like the way things are there. They're kind of fed up with maybe the women down there. They want to come down here. So I have a wealth of models that I meet through my cosmetic business. And they're, of course, always looking for good men down here. And they're waiting for you to come down. So I invite you to come on down here. I want you to watch my videos. In my videos, you can see how we live day in and day out. It's uncensored, uncut. Everything's the way it should be. It's like a real life Truman Show. I show you the house. Any questions you have, we're 100% honest. But I'd like my viewers to come along with us on our daily trips as we do business, as we enjoy life, as we go to the beach, as we go to do whatever it is that we want to do that day. And then I show you restaurants, hotels. I show you gyms, anything to make you feel like you have a better feeling of how things are. Not only if you want to come to my town here in San Juan, but Granada's nice. The capital Managua's nice. You can live up north in Esteli or Leon, which is nice as well, with a little fresher, a little cooler climate. A lot of people down here will speak English for you. They're getting used to seeing more and more foreigners or gringos, so they're learning more English. A lot of them might go to school and have learned. A lot of the people down here, most of the people I do, all my girls, you can see by my videos, they don't have any bad habits. They're not into drugs. They don't drink. They expand their mind. So I can't ask for anything more, and I don't think anybody else could. So again, is it still going?
You got that plug in for your channel, didn't you? Yeah.
A little bit. But I want them to show how they can see how our life is down here, because that's going to show them more than our video. It wasn't a cheap plug in. It was just to show them, because a lot of these guys might be. I want to see how they live down there, because I show them gyms, hotels, restaurants.
Welcome back to the PBS show.
That's the best way to introduce them to the way life is here.
Well, we had to have a word from our sponsor. So
I can't see any in the comments, but I'll be more than happy to. I'm going
through them right now. Let's see. Yeah, you're an alpha.
I like to think so.
So but I guess my point here is that that's an option for guys to go
An
to
excellent option.
while they're waiting.
An
Okay.
excellent option.
All right. So the visa situation is simple. Did we get into cost of living? I mean, how much does it cost for a guy that's making $1,500 a month? Can a guy get an apartment? Can he get a
Very
house?
easily. I lived in an apartment for a long time. It was $300 a month, all furnished with cable. Only thing you had to pay is your electric, and that's based on consumption. The electric's a little higher here, kind of like it is your place, but you shouldn't pay more than $50 or $60 a month. So all said and done, Paul, you're probably looking at about, call it 400, 450 to be safe. So if you're 1,200, that still gives you a lot of change left over for going to. For instance, she and I, or any one of the girls, can go out. We go to the market. We eat a nice chicken, rice, meat, anything, and it's going to cost $3. So it's not going to break it. I can take the gang out to eat, and I'm not even in for $15. And that's a typical restaurant here. You can spend a little more if you're around the beach, but you're not going to be over $7 or $8. And I show you in a lot of my videos the price of a lot of the restaurants, what you pay for a typical breakfast. The other day I went out with another girl of mine. We ate at a beautiful place. It's called Jocelyn's, one of the best places here in San Juan. And my breakfast was $4.28 with the tip.
Now, what about the Spanish over there? People are saying that you didn't really address the Spanish. Is English something that is spoken widely there, or is it minimal? I mean,
no, here in San Juan, because there is a high amount of tourists here. Okay, a lot of the gringos coming down here. I've been down here so long, so I do speak Spanish. I lived in Costa Rica 10 years, so I've been out of the country almost as much I've been in the country, in a Spanish-speaking country. But a lot of the people come down here only speaking English, and they don't seem to have a problem. They have their own community. They can talk to people. Not everybody does speak English, but most of the people can help you. It's a smaller town. It's advisable to learn a couple words, of course, if they're not fluent. But other than that, every day I notice more and more of my friends and whatnot who are here. They're learning a little bit of English because to help the tourists around, and I'm sure it's a lot easier for somebody to learn the Spanish people to learn English than where you are with the English. You know what I mean? It's more compatible that of English. And I lived in Greece for a while, so I know what it's like to live in a country where the language is much more difficult. But here it seems like the people coming down, they'll pick up a couple words, and before you know it, they feel comfortable. So I would say yes. To answer the question, yes, it is advisable if they want to learn a little Spanish. That's fine, but they could be comfortable. They could get along. There's been gringos who have lived here for 10, 15 years, and they don't speak any Spanish, and they don't seem to have a hard time getting around and meeting bilingual people here from Nicaragua, having relationships with people who are from Nicaragua, and they learn a little bit too. So it works out well on both ends.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to cut off this. We're going to cut it off right here. And I appreciate you coming by, and we will chat again in the future. And now Nicaragua is an option.
Right. I think it's a great option. I'd be more than happy to meet the guys. My email's right there in the corner. They can contact me directly. I can introduce them to beautiful women like this one. And I can't let you take this one. This one's mine, but I'll find you other ones. And I'd give it a thumbs up. Down here in Nicaragua, I'm happy I found it. If this didn't exist, I might be there on your couch next to you, because I always liked Latina girls and darker skinned women like you'd find in the Philippines. So if this wasn't here, I'd be right there, probably sitting on your couch with you. So
okay, all right, Dean. Well, thanks for the information,
okay.
And I will chat with you later.
Okay, thanks. I hope you invite me back.
Okay, boss.
Okay, have a great day. Good talking to you, folks. Take care, and we'll see you later. And any questions, feel free to give me a shot. Bye-bye.
There you go. You never know what's going to happen on the old dog channel. Yeah, Dean's a piece of work, isn't he? Where were we? Anyway, once you get past all the women and the lipstick and everything else, I actually think that there's some validity there. That Nicaragua, what I learned from it is that it's on the channel. Remember I said I'm never going to have anybody on that plug their show anymore? Anyway, I think it's an option. I really do. It's something that I never thought of before, which is thought I went ahead and shared that. It would be something that I would consider if I was, especially if I was in Florida. It's only 2 hours away, right? Fly down there, check it out. I don't think it's as dangerous as this guy has been there for 10 years, and he seems to be doing okay. He is what he is. So, but I do think that Spanish is going to be something that will kind of make it or break it over there. I was told when I moved here that everybody in the Philippines speaks English, but that's not the case. It just isn't. Certain sections they do, but I bump into people all the time. May brings friends over here, and they don't speak a word of English. I mean, and they freeze up when they meet a foreigner, so they get even more intimidated. Now, I don't know about the vibe over there, and as far as meeting girls or all that kind of stuff, I think Dean's got a little different spin on it than I do. But that being said, I'm glad that we had him on, because if nothing else, it's one more place for you guys to investigate and look at. I wouldn't be afraid to go there and hang out for a week and see what's going on. Sounds like a nice place. It seems like it's safer than it was. I still have the perception of Noriega and all that kind of stuff back in the 80s when everything was, just super dangerous. Where else? Where's that other place? Now I can't remember. Anyway, we got right off track, didn't we? Costa Rica has a Walmart. Let's see. Let's put up some of your comments here. I had to go to the bathroom. See, I pawned you guys off on Dean for a while. Let me just go to your comments here. Oh my God. Yeah, get up and walk away for a minute. All of a sudden, the YouTube channel's being plugged. I thought we had a deal. Oh, man. I'm having a good time today. I don't know about you guys, but hey, you guys are awesome with your comments. Yeah, they picked me, Ron. Okay. I had a girl contact me a couple of weeks ago about plugging her channel, and I said, "Yeah, well, I'll think about it." Then I saw her on Ricky's channel. Better you than me, pal. I knew you guys were getting a kick out of Dean. I knew it. Oh my God. So you want to be on YouTube? Here you go. They work like Dean. It's okay to be a character, you know. See, this is the type of guy that you know, once you get kind of past it all, is he's interesting and funny and all that kind of stuff. You just have to take some of the superficial stuff and sweep it aside and look at it for what it is, right? So, but I'm enjoying the comments here. It was a bathroom break. Come on. Thank you, secret agent. It was funny. I'm still laughing. I'm sorry. Oh my God. He's a live wire. I know, man. You ever meet anybody who talks faster than Dean? Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh my God. So if I had Dean on, maybe sitting here, you would have come in. I had Dean on. These guys would come. I'm just gonna let it roll. Let's see Dean sees what it's like to be on YouTube here. Does someone get drunk? That's a thought. We should do that one day. We should get drunk on YouTube. May miss the whole thing. She's in the room. Nice fucking challenge. We gotta have him back. Oh man. Oh gosh. I can't stop laughing. You guys are too funny. You guys are entertaining me. We gotta do this again. You guys are killing me here. Oh. Oh my God. I'm gonna have him back. I am gonna have him back. I should throw him back up right now. You can't put lipstick on a pig.
Your show.
She doesn't know what I'm laughing at because she was in the other room. He's telling me to close your eyes and plug your nose. Oh, I don't think he's a scammer, Howard. I think he's just excitable. And it's just his nature, you know? Oh my God. Oh my God. So funny. I love I'm just having a good time reading your comments. There's a bigger dog in the house is right. Never, never, never. He's like Larry Bud Melman, you know. We got to have him on every now and then. Like on the, maybe I should save him for my other channel. I need to have you guys on. Oh, you guys are too funny. Oh my God, this is the funniest stream I've ever done. It's just the comments are killing me. Oh my God, these guys are funny. Oh shit. Larry Bud Melman. He's my Larry Bud Melman. All right, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make Dean a regular on the channel. I'm gonna bring him on like every third show.
Hello, Lay. Good morning. Thank you for watching.
We're talking entertainment here is right. This is epic. I thought this was just epic. I'm sorry for the people that left. Make sure you hit the like button. This was gold. Pure gold. Oh, it was golden. I want to bring him back. Oh, you know what? He's really successful. He did real estate, did real well, and now he started a cosmetic line. Either that or the opposite, Ed. I don't know. Oh, funny. Yeah, well, I already know. So you're going to need to know Spanish to operate down there. That's just maybe you know what? Maybe instead of going to Thailand, I'll go down there and see Dean. We'll do a stream from his channel. The comments are killing me here. Oh my God. I'm having a hard time breathing. No, he's from, where is he from? I forgot. He told me yesterday. Oh my God. Well, small doses, you know. No, she was in the other room.
Mr. Ron, good morning. Thank you for watching.
May's clueless as to what just happened. She was in the other room. My dislikes went up by 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I had no idea I was going to have this much fun this morning. Hey, leave the used car guys out of it. Oh my God. This is funny. I feel violated. Oh my God. Oh God. If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to roll to the comments because you guys are a lot funnier than I am. Oh, good morning, baby May from Up Dave. China Dave, our buddy.
China Dave, good morning. Thank you for watching.
Rotation is key. I'm not even sure what he said while I was gone. I guess he was talking about having multiple girlfriends or something. I left for 5 minutes. I came back. He's talking about his channel. Oh my God. Oh man. Harriet. We need Harriet. You know what? We need to get Harriet on here live. Order now and get 2 for free. Exactly. We'll set up. Oh my God. It was an infomercial, wasn't it? That was the word I was looking for. Was Harriet here earlier? I must have missed her. Oh. You guys are too funny. Oh man, I have the funniest audience in the world. Oh God. All right, kids. So should we end it there? Or you want me to have Ding back on? What do you want to do? Harriet got offended. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nothing wrong with that was fun. Oh my God. Not the turn of the rose, Vader. Well, that's enough fun for one day, kids. We've been on it for 2.5 hours. You gotta go? Huh?
Yeah, in Valencia.
In Valencia. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for Gary.
I forgot. We're gonna go for Gary.
Vegetable.
We gotta go through a few more comments because these guys are too funny. Oh my God.
Sir Scott, good morning. Scott Anderson. Anderson.
Here's Scott. Maybe I'll have to go back and view the video later. Yeah, she doesn't know what's going on. She's just here like it's normal, saying hi, everybody. Yes, welcome to martini. Oh man, I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Hello, baby May.
Hello, good morning. You're in there.
Oh. Greg says hi.
Good morning, Sir Greg.
Oh, it was gold, Rick. It really was. It was funnier than shit. I wish there was more people on here. I'm not even going to try. I think it's a little coaching thing, but a difference between the old dogs definitely do tricks. He's my new Larry Bud Bellman. I'm going to have him on every now and then if he wants to, and we'll let him just go off for 15 minutes. So we'll do it at the beginning of the show and spark things up. I won't. I won't.
Ida, good morning. Thank you for watching.
Oh my goodness. I want to get off, but I want to continue with the comments because they're so funny.
RL.
So I'm going to get in trouble if I keep talking to
I read a comment.
Yeah. And I'd probably buy it. Oh, funny. Oh my goodness. You see, pure alpha life. You loved it. There he is. He's commenting on his comments. That's pure alpha life. Well, Dean, you really spice things up. I got to tell you. Kids, literally. Okay, buddy. See you, China. You know, I've had a number of videos where people have just unsubscribed. But Yeah, it is. You know what? That's true. That's true. Every time I need a bathroom break, I'll just bring Dean on. I know, it's like a train wreck, huh? All right, Ed, we're going to end with you, buddy. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. And Dean, we're going to have you back as our infomercial king. And we'll figure out something. But I think Dean, I think you're going to be a good addition to this show, because you can take the heat already. All right, it is funny. I really go, but I really wanted that was funny as shit. And honestly, God, I talked with Dean. I go, listen, don't be plugging your channel and stuff. Let's just tell people about Nicaragua and make it informational for them. And he said, okay. And then I went to the bathroom, and then I come back, and he's there plugging his channel. Dean is the man. Oh man, it was funny, buddy. Whew. So this is for Dean's benefit now too. It was like watching a car crash. I'm not sure you want to. What is it? Alpha something. I got lipstick rolled. Oh my God. Here he is. This is Dean right here. Pure Alpha Life. Okay, so Pure Alpha Life is his channel. And we're going to have you on every now and then. And every time I need to go to the restroom, you can do an infomercial for your channel. I think it'll be great. See? Dean don't care. Oh my God. We'll do funny pet tricks after that. Oh man. All right, so I got to stop. We got things to do, and I'm sure you do too. So anyway, we will talk to you later, kids. It was funny. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I got to put a link to someone's channel. I forgot. Dean got me all whacked out. All right, kids. We'll see you next time.